Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about 7th Standard Social Science, Term 3, History Unit 1, New Religious Ideas and Movements. The learning objectives are devotional movements of Alvar and Nayanmars, Advaita philosophy of Adi Shankara and Vishishta Advaita of Ramanuja. First, we see about introduction. Medieval India saw an extraordinary production of devotional poetry which were not restricted to one particular religion but inspired by different religious movements. The exponents of these movements held the view that total devotion to God would save man from the pitfalls of the life and earn him salvation. It was also believed that one does not have to go to temple or perform rituals, for God is omnipresent and resides inside every human. The Bhagavad Gita proposed that the path of Bhakti Marga is superior to the two other religious approaches, namely the path of knowledge, that is, and the path of ritual, and who works karma provide inspiration to the exponents of bhakti cult.
Need to get Dad a few good CDs. Dad has been talking about it for a long time. Good. Not many people around. I need not rush through my shopping. Okay. Now which CD should I choose? It's a huge collection. This looks good. But who is Mirabai? And why choose her collection? It is damn confusing. I have no other choice other than using my gizmo gadget. ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन. Hello there. Hello, I'm JC. I'm Mirabai, a Rajput princess married in the royal family of Mewad in the 16th century. Wow, a princess? You sing very well. Thank you. But I don't sing for getting any praise. I sing in the praise of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna? As an infant, I was deeply enamored of an iconic doll of Krishna owned by a visiting holy man. Throughout my life, I believed that I was only truly married to Krishna, and I considered myself to be a reborn gopi, mad with love for Krishna. Oh, such devotion and love for a god? True. I took up the worship of Krishna as a part of the Bhakti movement, which preached selfless devotion towards God. Bhakti movement? Yes, the Bhakti movement was a religious movement in which the main practice was loving devotion to God or Bhakti. Ah, the Nayanars and Alvars also spread the Bhakti movement in southern India, isn't it? Yes, but unlike in the south, where devotion was centered on both Shiv and Vishnu, the northern devotional movement was more or less centered on Ram and Krishna, both of whom were incarnations of Vishnu. Interesting. So the movement spread to the northern part of the country as well. Exactly. The movement rebelled against caste distinctions, which, according to Bhakti saints, were not necessary for attaining salvation. You know, JC, I too believed in that and ignored gender, class, caste, and religious boundaries and spent time caring for the poor. That is great. It is hard to find people who really care for the poor. But who are the other saints who practice the same philosophy? If you want to know, JC, then you will have to keep the CD here. And then Walk towards the door from where you came in. Once you enter the door, you will be guided on where you need to go. Great! Thanks a lot. It was really nice meeting you.
Bhakti movement, the beginnings. The Bhakti movement or the resurgence of devotional practices started in Tamil Nadu around 7th century AD. It included reciting the name of the god or goddess, singing hymns in their praise, wearing religious marks or carrying identity emblems, and undertaking pilgrimages to sacred places associated with the deity. It emphasized the mutual emotional attachment and love of a devotee towards a personal god and of the god for the devotee. The next topic, devotional movements in Tamilaham, Alvas and Nayanmars. The Alvas, the Vaishnavite Bhakti stage and the originators of Bhakti cult. The 12 Alvas, 3 Mudal Alvas, Poigai Alvar, Budadu Alvar and Pei Alvar. The other Alvars are Tirumalisai Alvar, Periyalvar, Tirumangai Alvar, Kulasekara Alvar, Nammalvar, Madurakavi Alvar and Andal. Nayanmars, the worships of Shiva or the Saivates. So then there are 63 legendary Nayanmars. Among them, Jnanasambandar, Appar and Sundarar, often called the trio, are worshipped as Jain through their images in South Indian temples. Nambiandar Nambi 1000 AD is said to have compiled the songs of all the Nayanmars that form the basis of Tirumurai, the basic Tamil Saivate sacred canon. It consists of 12 books and 11 of them were assembled by Nambi. The 12th book is Secular Periya Puranam. So, the Saivates, the Nayanmars, composed devotional hymns in Tamil language dedicated to their respective gods. Shiva Bhakti is associated with Shiva's manifestation on earth. Poems to Shiva and Vishnu, particularly to Krishna, were composed in Tamil and other South Indian languages such as Kannada and Telugu. These poet Jains criticized caste-based social status and advocated gender equality in other to make it good to stand the onslaught of Buddhism or Jainism. Vishnu Bhakti or Vaishnavism is based on Vishnu's avatars, particularly Krishna and Rama. The 12 Tamil Alvars are chiefly known for their immoral hymns. 2 Alvars stand out distinctly for their contribution to the promotion of the Bhakti movement. Nammalvar's fame lies in his 1102 stanza Thiruvaimoli. Nadamuni collected the 4000 poems of Nammalvar in the form of Divya Prabandham. Andal, the only female Alvar, is another Periyalvar, who was earlier known as Vishnu Chittar, made lots of songs on Krishna putting himself in the place of Mother Yasoda. Periyalvar is said to have found Andal as a baby in the Tulasi garden at Srivilliputtur temple and adopted her. She grew up in the temple town of Srivilliputtur and became known as Andal, she who ruled. The Tirupavai, the bath of Krishna, and the Nachiyar Tirumuli, the scared songs of the lady, are her celebrated works. Her poems expressing her love for Ranganatha, the incarnation of Vishnu worshipped as a temple at Srirangam, are used in Vaishnava wedding ceremonies in Tamil Nadu. Next, Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara or Sankaracharya from 700 to 750 AD preached the Advaita philosophy. The essence of this philosophy is that the soul, that is Atma, unites with the universal soul, Brahma, through the attainment of knowledge. He set up Madas, that is Man, centers of learning and worship at Badrinath, Buri, Dwara, and Sringeri. These places have become prominent pilgrim centers today. Shankara enthusiastically restored the orthodox Vedic tradition without paying attention to the Bhakti movement of his time. His masterpiece is the commentary on the Brahma Sutra, which is a fundamental text of the Vedanta school. His commentaries on the principal Upanishads are also considered equally important. Next, Ramanuja. Ramanuja, a 11th century Vaishnava Jain, was the most influential thinker of Vaishnavism. His philosophy, known as Visishta Advaita, proclaims that the soul retains its identity even after uniting with Brahma. After a long pilgrimage, Ramanuja ideas of social equality and condemned caste-based restrictions on entering the temples. He established centers to spread his doctrine of devotion, Sri Vaishnavism, to God Vishnu and his consort Lakshmi. In the 16th and 17th century, Vaishnavism spread across India. The Vadahalai Vaishnavism originally flourished around Kanchipuram, who was which popular center for Sanskrit learning. Tengalai Vaishnavism centered on Srirangam. Vadahalai sect focused on Vedic literature, which is written in Sanskrit. The Tengalai sect stressed the importance of Divya Prabandham, written by the 12 Alvas in Tamil. Thank you, children. The next part, Bhakti movement in North India. We